I don't know if you can see it, but there's a rainbow there. It was a bit brighter a few minutes ago. Took some photos. So this is the campsite where we stayed. And this is the area for tents or some caravans. And they have this special camper's kitchen, washing up area. So you can sit outside. We did last night for dinner. But also an inside. That came in very handy. Because it actually started to rain this morning. And we knew it was coming from the forecast. It's not too bad, but it's still drizzling, even though the sun is out now. Forecast is that it's gonna get worse later, maybe an hour, and last quite some time. So already packed up, wearing the rain gear, and oh look at the rainbow is now getting brighter. A little closer because of the setting. Beautiful. Ooh, getting brighter now again. So very nice. Despite the rain, a nice start of the day. So it's going to be a tough day. 20 kilometers, which is in itself not too far, but we're going to go to the second highest peak on the trail. I was just realizing that maybe it's not the toughest climb because we already are at a certain altitude here, at least I think 250 meters maybe, hopefully. So going to 650 means only 300 climbing to that one mountain. Of course there's more climbing on the way, but that's the main part. So initially we go into the little town here. It's called Kirkby Stephen, and we can do some shopping after about 1 kilometer, and after that we take a right turn and then head up into the mountains. I don't know if you can see him, probably out there somewhere, not really visible, but it's after this 2 kilometers. Then we start the ascent, and it's gonna be 7.5 kilometers of going uphill. That's a long way. But the advantage of that is it's not gonna be that steep as we had in the Lake District. That's the theory. Hopefully it'll pan out, and, and then we'll have an easier trip. We're nearly at the top of the big climb. I haven't done any filming yet because the wind is blowing like crazy, and we're now taking shelter behind some pallet wood because they're working on construction of the path here. This is the view. The rain has not really been extremely much like they predicted, but the wind made up for it, so we're not getting totally soaked even without the rain pants. Taking them off because it's so hot, but with the wind make it cold and nowhere to hide really, so makes it quite feel like an expedition. Just 88 meters more of climbing, altimeters, and I think the complete top is the end of the climb is rather flat, so I think when you look that way you'll see it, but a little courage and a rest before we start doing that. Yeah. The day started in Kirkby Stephen with some shopping and in search for a can of gas. And then we headed up the mountain towards the 9 standard rig. Through a lot of wind and rain. Lucky to have part of the path already renewed. However, the remainder was still bogginess factor 5. In the end though, we made it to the beautiful little village of Keld. So we were staying last night at Ruken's campsite. And it's actually this cute little village here in a valley, mountains, hills on both sides. We have to go this way, but we walk a little bit that way to show you the houses. Cute little sort of church, I think. And there, it's called Keld, this village. The Keld Old School Living Heritage Museum. And the Reformed Church. And that's the end of the village. So we're inside the little museum here. Tools for the old days. Maybe doctor tools. Yes, horseback doctor of Swaledale. Lead ore. Ooh. People working hard. Making a hard living. Toys from the days of old. Walking outside the village, we can see the hills, the meadows. There's quite a little river down there which makes a lot of noise, and we were sleeping next to it. Well, a distance like this, just a bit further down. Or up, I don't know which it goes. A lot of people here walking. I think they got dropped off by vans and they do their coast to coast this way, being picked up and dropped off. That's another way of doing it. We carry all our stuff and go where we like. As you can see, quite a little river, making a lot of noise. Another one coming from the side. If you look at the color, you can see very brown from the feet, because it's all coming from the hills, and where the feet is totally colored brown. Our route has apparently been the high route, which gives us nice views, even though it's a bit misty, but it's beautiful. Climbing goes quickly, well, not when you're actually doing it, but when you look back and see that height, then it's quick. We walk a bit further and the next valley and gorge opens up. Cliffs there. This route is worthwhile. Yesterday, very bad weather, difficult filming, but really there wasn't a lot of variation to look at and to show. So this is very nice. Following some sheep. Look at their tails. This kind of sheep, they have a very long tail and it's sort of dangling. They don't seem to have any control over it. Looks very strange. Ooh, we've climbed a long way. The water is very deep in the gorge. Water coming from all over the place. Mist, clouds. That's the valley we came from. Oh ja. Visualisatie. This is the view from the campsite, our tent. We're camping at the youth hostel, which is back there. Beautiful area. And it's about 10 o'clock. And there's some trees here. And our app says this noise is a wood owl. That's the correct English. In any case, some kind of owl. Sounds like there's more than one. Maybe some young owls. Starting the day in Keld, taking the high route, which took us across gills and little valleys over the high plains filled with heather, slowly making our way towards the little town of Reeth, and then continuing on a little bit further up the hill towards the youth hostel in Grinton. This is the campsite we stayed last night with this view, and now back on the trail again. Totally different day with the sun and warm. Blue skies, some cloud. Already wearing shorts and t-shirt. What a difference. Great. The river seems quiet here, but gets rapid here. And then in the turn, very strong currents, I think. Beautiful scenery. It's just we only started walking, otherwise it'd be a great place to have a picnic, I suppose. We have to carry on. 22 kilometers scheduled for today, so it's a long one, but should be less altitude today. So the weather is favorable, very nice. It's like a fresh start, a restart. This is looking like a lot of bees together. Ooh. I think we'll slowly walk past, not disturb them. So we're on the trail again, about 5-6 kilometers in, I think, maybe. And really cute little area with farmhouses and trees and little meadows, lands, and big difference from yesterday. And walking through the fields now. Oh, through a gate. Ooh. Prickly plants, to go through. There goes a little bird. Might be a grouse. We saw several of them yesterday. And so yeah, like a refresh start with all our clothes dried, and instead of rain gear we have sun cream on. That's much better. There's still a nice breeze. Great day. This is what I think is typical English scenes. Flowing hills, trees here and there, farms, and then a footpath across the fields, across lands, public footpaths everywhere. Really great. Oh, goldfinch. A lot of them here in England. Oh, the footpath goes left. Check the watch. Yes. Great thing to have navigation on the wrist, because the signing can be great and then suddenly non-existent at all, especially at some places where you need the most. Cute little stream with flowering plants in it. The path, you can easily see the path. It's being used a lot apparently, which is great. A lot of the local people using it, I think. So many sheep in this field, resulting in so many shit on the ground. It's really quite a task to find some green grass here, I think, if you want to eat it. So many. Walking through fields again, this time quite flat and then ending in high sort of mountain ranges. Gates everywhere, but it is very enjoyable walking through all the fields. So just open and close. Next field, next gate. Over in the distance cows, and always be sheep. Just by the side of the road we find this oregano flowering like the thyme that we see a lot in the hills and the fells. This actually has a very good smell, as you would expect. The thyme doesn't smell so very much as we're used to from the kitchen.
Enjoying the beautiful weather again along the banks of the River Swale, walking across valleys, over hills, on towards the town of Richmond, probably the biggest town on the trail. It gave us the opportunity to find a nice restaurant and have an enjoyable meal. Afterwards, another 6 kilometers to St. Giles Farm, where we stayed the night.